Hola a todos y todos, ¿cómo están? Gracias por acompañarnos en este workshop en vivo en la Chile 2024. Mi nombre es Pía Torres, les voy a estar acompañando en este workshop súper espectacular. Esperamos que estén ya también disfrutando y aprovechando todas las charlas y talleres que se están realizando. Y en esta oportunidad vamos a tener un workshop súper interesante de Building Cloud Native App with .NET Aspire, que nos va a estar acompañando Ryan Dizon en vivo desde Alemania. Y bueno, para contarles un poquito de Ryan, él cuenta con casi 2 décadas de experiencia en desarrollo y liderazgo de software. Tiene un conjunto de habilidades en codificación súper sólido, de arquitectura de software, principios de diseño de tecnologías en la nube, y particularmente viene utilizando Azure. A él le apasiona todo lo que tiene que ver con liderar equipos de desarrollo de software y también brindar orientación técnica para ofrecer productos de software excepcionales. Estuve charlando con él un poquito, viene dando un montón de estos workshops, así que me parece que va a ser una charla súper espectacular. Pero también quiero recordarles que pueden realizar consultas y comentarios a través de Swapcard y pueden ir mandando algunos chats durante el workshop, porque yo voy a ir colectando todo eso para que al final podamos acercárselas a Ryan para que nos conteste y nada, nos pueda acercar un poquito más de su mundo. Bueno, ya sin más preámbulos, iniciamos esta experiencia. Thank you so much for being with us, Ryan, for being part of NuGet Chile 2024, and the space is all yours.
Okay, thank you. Let me just share my screen first. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we are good to go. Thank you.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to discuss. So it's building cloud native app with .NET Aspire. Actually, Aspire is a new tool by Microsoft. Yeah, I chose this title, this topic, because as we all know that cloud native application is very famous now. Most of the customers that we have, companies that we are facing are looking on, are very particular with cloud native applications. So, okay, so let me just move this. Okay, so what to expect from this workshop? So we will talk about .NET Aspire, what, why, and how. I will make this short so that I will be more focused on demo so that it will not be very boring. So demo, I will create a .NET Aspire project. I will run that. I will explore some of the code there or project structure. I will also explore this .NET Aspire, which is very promising, and I'm sure lots of developers will love this when you develop some services locally. I will also build this and deploy to this .NET Aspire, the .NET Aspire project that we will be creating in this workshop. I will deploy that directly to my Azure tenant. And I will also try to enable application insights to .NET Aspire project, because the dashboard, I will show you that later, that dashboard will not be deployed in Azure or in prod environment. That will only be in your local environment or development. I will also test, well, I will just pull some of the example of .NET Aspire with working with other modern UI frameworks like Angular, React, and Vue. I will try to show or test that live. I will also this last item, I will also try to clone the sample application, which is a non-Aspire .NET Aspire project, and I will try to convert that into a .NET Aspire project manually. Actually, you can just right click. If you use Visual Studio, you can just right click that and apply .NET Aspire, or apply or add .NET Aspire orchestrator or orchestration project, and it will do all the magic for you. But I want to do it manually so that you will see how what is happening behind the scene. And if we still have time, we will have this question and answer. And I am very happy to answer all the questions that you have as much as I can. Just a little bit of background again for me. I am Ryan Niño Dizon. I am a proud father of two amazing kids, and I am currently living in Germany, working at ISD Phoenix as software development lead slash software architect. And I have been in software development field for almost 2 decades now. And this picture is me 25 years ago. So I just put this to get your attention with my LinkedIn profile and some of the social media account, as well as my YouTube channel, if you want to still see me and if you want to exchange some of the ideas or knowledge, feel free to connect with me. Okay, so what is cloud? So basically, before we go to go deeper with .NET Aspire, let's talk about cloud native applications. So cloud native application, when we talk about this, we are talking about microservices. We are talking about modern development. We are talking about Kubernetes, of course, for our orchestrator as orchestration, immutable infrastructure, as well as some of the automation thing. So that's the modern approach of doing things on the cloud or on software development. And these are the four key principles of cloud native application. I just got this from techtarget.com, and you can see here these four key principles are very common when you do some software, cloud software. And the first one is microservice. Of course, it solves a lot of problem, but yeah, it depends on your requirements. Not every, not it doesn't. Well, microservice is not always the solution when you do things. So some of the project needs a monolithic architecture instead of using microservices. And the next one is the containerization, which is really good. This is very important because uh, it helps you to make sure that everything will work if you deploy something or if you deploy the software or applications that you have built. The next one is continuous delivery. Of course, everybody loves automation. I mean, yeah, I love automation because it saves a lot of time. It saves a lot of issues along the way when you deploy something. And the last one is DevOps. DevOps is, to work with different teams and different resources. You have to have this methodology. Again, when you there are some confusion about cloud-based and cloud-native applications. So I just researched about. I just fetched this from CNCF to show you the difference of this one because even me, I got confused about this two term maybe years ago. What is cloud-native and cloud-based application? So the first one, when we talk about design, so cloud native is specifically for designed to work with cloud utilizing microservices, and compare while the cloud based is like it uh, initially designed or built to local servers and then move to the cloud. When it comes to implementation, it's when you say cloud native, it's much more faster to deploy or to upload this because there's no hardware and software requirements to install compared to the cloud-based, which is sometimes really hard to provision if you deploy this or for production deployment. And the rest is you can check this site because I don't want to read this everything, but I just want you to give an overview about this cloud-based and cloud native because I am also guilty of having a confusion between cloud native and cloud-based. So what is .NET Aspire? So .NET Aspire is a new tool, like what I had mentioned. It's a new tool. Microsoft or the .NET team has built this to help us or to help .NET developers or most of the developers to work with distributed applications or microservices with, I mean, to make the developers more easier to work with cloud native, or yeah, something like this. Because imagine, if we talk about microservices or distributed application, the first thing that you will the first thing that you will think about is the containerization, and the next thing that you will think is how can you make different container or services talk to each other. And when we think of solution to do that, is of course we have to think of some tools like Kubernetes, or some orchestrator, uh, which will do this. And of course, we will when we talk about Kubernetes, we will talk about some YAML files, some configuration, tedious configuration that you need to do in order for you to make that working. Which is sometimes, as a developer, will be, oh, that's not my thing. So sometimes it's very hard to understand, because maybe some DevOps guy will be good at that that part. But .NET Aspire make that simpler for us, or for all the .NET developers. Why .NET Aspire? So like what I have said, so .NET Aspire has designed to improve, or to make our life easier, to build cloud native apps. And yeah, it's really an opinionated set of tools. You can check later, you can notice later in my demo. And yeah, the three main features of .NET Aspire is this. Or the first one is orchestration. So you will see later how easy to make different services talk to each other by just line of codes, without having to think about YAML files or some other underlying configurations. Components. So components, most of the commonly services that you might need inside your distributed applications or microservices uh, will be just a components from NuGet packages. You can just add that. So let's say, for example, you need Postgres, Redis. You can just there are lots of components. Well, I'm not sure how many components are existing now for .NET Aspire, but you can check the documentation later on. And the tooling comes, yeah, there are lots of project templates that you can use. I will show you that later also. And yeah, you can mostly work with .NET CLI. You can take advantages of that, and I will also show you that as well later. Frequently asked questions. I just got this from .NET Aspire documentation, but there are already an answer for these questions based on that documentation. But I want to answer this on my own point of view. So the first one, why use .NET Aspire for orchestration when I can use Docker Compose? So like what I have said, maybe until now, lots of developers are sometimes intimidated when they saw, or when they read Docker. So if they think Docker, they will think about containerization. If they think about containerization, they will think about lots of configuration. So maybe some learning curve will be a blocker for them to adopt some cloud native applications, or some distributed applications, because they, some of the developers are not really very interested when it comes to this service to service communication, because of the, yeah, sometimes very hard actually, especially for junior to mid level. The next one, why would I use Aspire? Service discovery, blah, blah, blah. Docker Compose has built in for, like what I have said, it's very easy to just, if you are a .NET developer, you just want to write code, then compile, then deploy. So you don't need to think about underlying infrastructure and underlying configuration. You just need to write your code then and deploy it. The next one is, why is there a need for a yet another framework to do? For this one, I think to I think there's no .NET tool yet for really full-fledged .NET tool to work with distribution application. Um, so this is a really good tool. So it's like if you are already working with different frameworks, so this is a good addition, especially if you're working with that Microsoft ecosystem. When will the last question is, when will .NET Aspire be released? As far as I know, the GA version will be released around August to October. I think the latest version is .NET, sorry, preview version 5, and I think it will also have another version, which is .NET preview version 6. But yeah, hopefully we will see the GA version of this great tool. So how can we start working with .NET Aspire? So first, you need to have .NET 8.0 or .NET 8 installed in your local machine so that you will have this .NET Aspire workload. You need to install that. And you also need Docker desktop so that your container will run. Actually, there's also a support for Podman. If you prefer to work with that, you can also you can change the configuration for that one. But the default container image is Docker. Docker. When it comes to IDE, you can use any editor you like as long as you have this .NET CLI. So in my case, I will use Visual Studio Code, and I will mostly work with Visual Studio Code to make it more faster when it comes to compiling something. So installing, yeah, you can install Aspire workload by just using Visual Studio Installer. You can open that, and under .NET, ASP.NET and web development, you can just check this and install. And you can also do that via CLI, which I have here. I also did this, and yeah, you can just you can just type .NET workload list to check if you already have Aspire workload, and if not, you can just do this install Aspire. And since we don't have the latest, well, the final version of this .NET Aspire, I'm sure you will always use this .NET workload update. How to create your first project .NET Aspire. So if you are, make sure you have the latest version of .NET, Visual Studio version 17.9 and up. And once you have that, you can when you create a new project and just search Aspire, you will be prompted with the list of templates that you can use, like this one. You can also create a project via CLI, which I will be mostly use, or I will use this CLI instead of using the create project inside Visual Studio. Once you create once you create your first project, you will have this default project structure. Actually, this is if you choose this template, Aspire starter, you will have this 4 projects. One is your backend API service, and one is for your front end. And the most important project here for .NET Aspire is these two, is the .NET host and the app host, and app service defaults. So service defaults, this is the extensions where you define different extensions that your project needs. So it's like you will share all those what they call extensions for different services that you have inside your Aspire project solution. I will show you that later. And the app host project is the orchestrator or orchestration project that will make all the magic for making your different service talking to each other. I will also show that later. So how to deploy? It's really simple to deploy this Aspire project. You, as of the moment, you have an option. You have three options. Using, yeah, Azure Bicep. You can also work with Azure CLI, which the which you will work with PowerShell. And the last one, which I will be using because this is the newest CLI tool for specific for developer. Actually, this is very easy to use compared to the two one, especially Azure CLI, because you will type everything there compared to Azure Developer CLI, which is very handy to use. Common ACD commands. So of course, like what I said, I will work with CLI command. So I have already installed this Azure Developer CLI, and you can just install that by running this if you're under Windows platform, and if you are under with different platform, you can just check the documentation about that. ACD or AZD init. This is the this will um, generate some of the files that are needed to deploy your Aspire project. And of course, you need to log into your Azure tenant. You are to provision your provision the services that you need for the Aspire project. And after you have successfully logged in, you will then execute this AZD app, which will do all the magic for you. ACD deploy, if you want to deploy specific parts of your project, you can also do that. Like here, deploy ACD deploy web frontend. If you only have changes for web front end project or service, you can just do this so that it will less the time to for the deployment. Okay, so I will go back to this later on once we do the demo. So it's all about the flow of AZD up. Official .NET Aspire Discord channel. So this is a real good link because the .NET Aspire team, .NET team is here. This is the official Discord. You can ask them directly. If you have problems, if you have questions, you can ask them directly. They are very active answering questions. They are very open. I don't know how to share this link, but maybe maybe later on I'm gonna share it. Okay, demo. So like what I've said, I will mostly focus doing things rather than speaking. So here are the items that I want for my demo. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. I have okay. 3D, let's just create workshop. Okay, workshop. Then like what I've said, we will use .NET command to create our new project, and it goes something like this: new Aspire starter. That's it. This will generate all the files that we need for .NET Aspire. Let's just wait a
Ryan,
little. Yep,
excuse me. It is possible to just make it the font a little bit larger?
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we are good to go. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so let's just go to that project. Okay. It opens to other screen. I trust this. Okay, so like what I have said, you will have this three. Well, I use this I use Aspire Starter. So that's why I have this 4 projects ready for me. So this is the front end, and this is the back end API. So if you there's nothing fancy here. So this is just a default Blazor and default ASP.NET API project. The special project here, like what I said, is this service default. So we can check this service defaults, and you can check this extension. You have all the what they call this the ser services here that can be shared across different projects. If you have another workshop that API service 2, you can that project will automatically uh, that new service will be also allowed to or capable of using all the configuration here. The open telemetry is also here. This is, I think there's no very special here. It's straightforward. All the services are being shared across multiple services here. And this one is like is the orchestration project, I may say, because as you can see here, up, I think the font is still small. So that one, I think this is enough.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, so it's like what I have said. If you want to if you want to make your different services talk to each other, you will have only this a small piece of code or line of code, and you don't need to work with YAML files. As you can see here, it's very straightforward. It's getting this project API service. It's just declared here and use it as reference for the front end project. Later on, I'm going to show how this magic is, I mean, these implementation are being created, because I will convert the non-Aspire project into Aspire project. I will show you that later. But as of now, let's just run this to see. .NET run project of host. Oops, sorry, workshop host. By the way, the startup project here is the this is the app host. So it compiles all the connectivity between service to services. That's why. Let's just wait. I don't know what's this warning, but let's just ignore that for now. Is it done? Okay, good. Let's open this or click. Yay, so we have this now. So as you can see, the dashboard of .NET Aspire is very promising, as you have seen now. So here's the endpoint of your backend API. You can just check that. I mean, for now it's public, so that's why you can do that. You also have this front end here where you have this template, which connects to the backend API from this one. And another interesting thing here is you can check this details where you can see different environment variables which are automatically created or set for you. So you don't really need to think of that. So you can see it here. Even the connection string are still here. Let's check the front end. You will see all the environment variable as well. And one interesting part here is this one, which is the connection to your backend, to your API. In this case, I only have one service, so this one is connecting here, and it's set automatically for me. I don't really care about this one. I mean, yeah. So they also provided this what do you call this? I'm not sure how can I say this, but yeah, you can move that information from from bottom to left. They also have this just some fancy stuff, but that's not very important. You also have this console where you can check if you have console logs in your API. You can also check here. You can also check what the front end. You can also check the logs also there. Structure. You can also check different logs here, different structure logs, as much as you can. I believe they have provided everything that you need for your local development. When you try this Aspire, you can also play around with that one. And if you have multiple services and project, it will be listed here. Oh, sorry. I need to to make this bigger. Okay. That's so big. Okay. And this, let me just put it back. Yeah, you also have these traces here where you can check all the communications or the flow of the project that you have. It will be listed here. It's really fancy, you can dig all the details that your applications are doing. You will also have these metrics where you can let me just zoom this out because okay, you can also have this information. You can have this great visualization of this matrix. So you can also, yeah, just play around with this one. I don't want to make some more time for this one. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is, of course, we already have this initial project. So the next question, how can we deploy this? So let's do that now. Let's just stop that. Okay, stop. It automatically detects the state. Okay, so in order for you to deploy this to Azure, like what I have said, we will use this ACD command. The first thing you want to do or you need to do is to initialize this by typing this ACD init. And notice this solution. Let me just, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'm being asked, use this current directory. Yes. Okay, it will Azure Developer CLI will check this solution project. It will find the app host. Yes. Okay, confirm and continue initialize my app for the Azure Container Apps. Yes, and we'll environment name, we will just name this as Spire. No. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're done initializing that command. That command generated four files and folder here. The first folder The first file that has been generated for us is this Azure that YAML file. This is being pointed to app host because the app host project are the responsible for arranging all the services, all the different services to communicate to each other. That's why it's being set here. And we also have this Azure folder, which have this environment. As of the moment, let me just zoom in. Okay. So as of the moment, since we just initialized this deployment process or this Azure Developer CLI command, you only have this Azure environment name, default environment name, but later on this will be automatically populated based on the provisions that the command has done. There's also this config.json here, which has a default environment, which I have defined when executing azd init. And the last one is this next step. If you want, let me just scroll that out. So it's like it gives you the instructions after doing or after creating your project. So if you want to work with CI/CD pipeline, it's also here. You just need to follow. And since I already know what to do, so I don't need to I don't need to read that. So instead, we will start doing this command, which will actually I need to log in first. Sorry, log in. So this will open a browser, ask me to log into my tenant, which is this one. Okay, done. I am logged in. Okay, so I'm logged into my tenant, and the next one is to just call ACD app, and that's it. This will take time. I mean, maybe 2 to 5 minutes. So while we are waiting for that, let's go back to the slide that I have here. Let's just talk about this one. So how does ACD app work? So basically, when we execute that ACD app, the first thing will do is it will execute this run this project to generate this aspire manifest.json, which I think this is being saved in memory. So this after the process, this will automatically deleted. And this JSON file will be used inside the next subcommand, which is the ACD provision that will be used to provision the resources or services of Azure via ARM template. Yeah, so that JSON file will be used here. And now once you're done, once the process is done with provision, it will do this next subcommand, which is ACD deploy, which is the actual deployment of your project. It will execute this publish command .NET publish, which will generate or which will create a container for your service or project, and it doesn't have this this is not relying to Docker or something, because starting .NET 7, you can containerize your project without Docker file. Once the container or image are successfully built or compiled, that Docker that container will be pushed to Azure tenant or resource group. Yeah, and everything is automatic. You don't need to think about actually if you do this manually before or using Azure CLI, this will a little bit complicated to understand. But having this Azure Developer CLI, it will be easier for you to do it. Let's just check. Okay, so fuck. I mean, I should did this. Okay, so use my subscription. And yeah, I'm gonna use the the location near my place, which in Germany. Okay, I should have done that before talking about this ACT app, but yeah, let's just wait a little bit. Um, okay. Okay. Okay, so research group is being created automatically for us. It adds RG, which is the standard way of naming research group. It also created container registry for us automatically also. Log analytics, if you want to have a custom logging, you can also work with this, and it's automatically created for us as well. Okay. Okay, so while we are waiting for that one, maybe I should show the other project or other, I mean, the already deployed resource, because I have tested this, or I have tried this morning. I have this. So once the execution are done, it will create this container app service, as well as this environment. Actually, I have already added some service here. This one is not included, and this one also, which I have added manually. I will also do this later, but the command will create this web front end, this managed identity, this container environment, and log analytics, and this API service, and last, this container registry, which is very important. I mean, which is necessary. And if we go here, let's check this and open the URL. Let's just try play around this. So this is the same project that I am deploying now or uploading now, because I have tested this morning. So basically, I have this front end and I have this back end API service, which is not I mean, this is not publicly accessible, because I set this to allow traffic only inside the container apps environment. If you are familiar with container app, Azure Container Apps, you are familiar with this one. So if I want to make this API backend service API, I just need to select this, which I will not do it. What else? Is it done? No, not yet. Let me just. Okay, so backend API are the last service to deploy. In here, I already have application insights. I will do this also later on if I still have time. Wait. Okay, so I still have other demo to show. So let me just go here. So build the. Okay, so maybe I will do this now because we are still waiting. So let's just do this. Yeah, none. Okay. Inspire. So I'm gonna just copy the, I'm just gonna clone the project from the documentation and from the Git samples of this. Just a moment. Okay, where's the link? Okay. Okay, so clone. Okay, so okay, let's just open this project now. Oh no, shop. Okay, so just okay. This is a standard application. I mean, non-Aspire project. So what I will try to show now is to convert this into a .NET Aspire project. Like what I have said, if you are working with Visual Studio, you can just right-click this project, and there will be an option to just convert it. But yeah, I want to show this. I want to do it manually so that you will see the magic. I mean, yeah. So the first thing that we need to do is let's open the terminal again. Terminal. Let's just wait this to be compiled. What's happening here? But yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing that you need to do is uh to to execute this command .NET new aspire, not starter, because this, when you trigger this .new aspire, it will only generates the app host project and service default project. Oops, wrong spelling. Aspire. Okay, so let's just do this first. Okay. Great. So it's already added here. The next step you need to do is to, of course, add this to your Solution Explorer. Add existing. Search this store. The other one, which is product. Great. Next, we have to go with the project itself. We need to update this this program.cs, and we can just no, we need to reference this project service default. I'm sorry, I forgot that. Add project reference service default, and we need to do that also with our backend or product service reference service default again. Then we're good. Then we can just type this builder that add service defaults. That's it. And go to backend and do that also. Builder that add service defaults. Good. Okay. Next, you need to go to the app host, so that you need to because you need to update this file to see different services inside your solution. And in order for you to do that, you need to, of course, add the project reference for this product and in store. Let's do that. Store. Then you can do this now. So let's say backend builder that add projects, and this will automatically see the products. And let's name this as products. And that's it. And yeah, let's do some other line of codes. Let's front end. Okay, I think I need to make this big. Front end. Builder. Projects. Store. And name this as store. And I need to reference this backend by just doing this, or just typing this add with reference. With reference, and use the backend. And I think that's pretty it. But I'm not sure why there's an error here. Anyways, that's not my project. So let's try to run this now. Let's try to run .NET run project workshop. No, the name is Atlas. This should generate, or I mean, this should run the dashboard Aspire for this project. Okay. Is it done? Not yet. Yeah, it's done. So we can check this now. Oops, it's being generated here, or being opened here. Yeah, so as you can see here, if it, what we call this, it converts, I have converted the non-Aspire project into Aspire project, and as simple like as that. If you want to add more services, yeah, you just need to do what I did. Let's just open this. Okay, same thing. Yeah, same result. But I'm expecting this will produce an error because I forgot to do something inside inside the app settings, because this API is this project, or yeah, API is not being the front end is being blocked by the backend API, because it doesn't use, or it's not using the correct endpoint, which is defined inside app settings. As you can see here, the error is all about this. This should be changed into the name that we have defined here. So let's just change that. Okay. And let's try to run it again. App host. Okay. Let's just close this. Close this again. Done. Okay, let's open this again. Okay, let's try to access this front end again. There you go. So did you notice how easy to point your backend API to your front end? You just need to define this, whatever name that you define inside your app host will be treated as your endpoint, and that will be generated automatically if you deploy that to your prod environment. Just very easy. If you want to add, let's say Redis. Wait, let me just check if the deployment is done. Yeah, so the deployment is done. Let's just pause to that, to the other topic that I've explaining. Let's just check the my Azure. Right. Resource group. Okay, so it's already done. So like what I have said, this will be these are all configured for you automatically. You don't need to check. You don't need to worry about that. And if you check this, let's try to run this for now. Let's try to open this. I'm expecting it will not be opened because it's not being set to public. I mean, it's not publicly accessible. So you need to do this. Accept traffic, because this is the front end of your application. You are expecting to accept different traffics from everywhere or from anyone. Let's save this. Let's go open the this should be quick. Okay, done. And when we try to access this, you will see the same app that I have showed you earlier. Let's try, let's test. Let's check this weather, which is just getting the information. This is just a static from the backend API example that we have. And you can check this here. You have this. Okay, this API service. Okay, so that's the basic flow of development. But you can automate that, of course, based on the process that you have inside your company or inside your team. But that's basically it. Let's just open. Let's just go back to the sorry, to the last topic. Okay. And if we go back here, yeah. So I'm actually done with this one also. Let me just check the other things that I like to share. Okay, so this is just a template where we can uh, where we can uh, work. Well, that Aspire can work with different modern UI framework, and let's try that as well. Wait, let me just clone it. Okay. Just uh, node, node, and clone. Okay, there are the Aspire samples. There are samples. Samples. Okay, CD Aspire JavaScript. Okay, let's just open this and try to run. And let's just close this old project because it will give error. Just close this. Okay, terminal. Working with a different node project for front end needs to execute different npm install command because yeah, Angular needs to restore different packages. Okay, for .NET for Angular, we need to do this. For React, we also need to, let's just wait this. It's not a good idea to do this now because this will take time, but maybe you can check this, play around also. I'm gonna skip this because this will take time, but basically it will have different project inside your dashboard. Let me just open that. It will have different project here, name node project, and it will give you your it will give the endpoint as well. You can just test that. That's basically it. I'm gonna stop this. Okay, so let's check the other things that. Okay, so application insights. Let me just open some of the project that I have already created this morning. um, okay. Um, Not this. Let me just open the other project. Sorry. Ah. Workshop. Okay, so basically, if you want to enable these application insights, you have to just uncomment this, and you need to create this application string, connection string. You will get this connection string from the application insights that you have created inside your resource group, and I'm going to show you that. This one I already have created earlier. The connection string, you can just get it from this one. this is just for the sake of others who don't know this application insight. But yeah, the connection string is here. You just need to copy that. And I believe uh, I have created, let me just uh, make this bigger. Um, .NET secrets. Secrets. Oh fuck. Wait. Secrets. Project secrets. Oh, I forgot. But yeah, I'm just using the value of that connection string here, and I just set that connection string. And after setting this variable, I am using this with environment. So this will be added to the this will be automatically added to the environment variables of your service. So I'm just putting this way. I'm just adding this way. I'm adding this to backend, and I'm also adding that to front end. So this one. And if you check, this will reflect here on the sorry, I'm making this fast. I just want to show um, that will be added inside the environment variables. And this one, once we deploy that project again, it will add this automatically. And this is the connection string. This connection string, I just got it from the application insight service. I've uh, I've um, I've added this locally and just deployed it. Yeah, I think I'm done with my presentation actually, and uh, I hope I gave you some good insight about .NET Aspire. Uh, yeah, so I think it's time for question and answer, and I can answer. I will answer if I know the answer.
Thank you, Ryan, for the amazing presentation. Just let me check what questions we have from the audience. Okay. Okay. So I have a question here that says, when will be the official GA release of .NET Aspire?
It will, as far as I know, it will be released around August to October. So there will be another preview version, which is preview version 6, and I think that will be shipped next month. I'm not sure, but that's what I have seen in different forums and yeah, Discord channel.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. And I was wondering if you can go back to your LinkedIn and your network, so maybe people can
Okay.
approach to you in case they have the other questions.
Yes.
Just remember that this is going to be
Mhm.
available also in YouTube for people that maybe they are not able to attend
Yep. Okay.
live. Para el resto de la audiencia, saben que esta charla va a estar va a estar disponible luego en YouTube y va a tener subtítulos para que lo puedan seguir. Y bueno, y acá están las redes de Ryan para que puedan conectarse con él y también dejarle alguna consulta. Just to let you know, yeah, Ryan, the talk is also is going to be translated and with subtitles to be online. And I'm just telling the viewers that they might approach to you maybe in the future
Yes.
for with more questions. And okay, I think
Yeah.
we are good to close. Thank you so much, Ryan, for being with us. That was amazing. Uh, I think it's the kind of talks that we want to have in Ardearla. So please come back to us,
Yeah.
participate again in the future events, and
I
hopefully
would
you
love
can
to.
join us also in person. Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for this great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to really join again next time in person.
Yeah, that will be great. That will be great. So hopefully it's going to be like that. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this experience. And okay, we wish you the best of
Okay.
the Lux. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Bueno, chicos, muchísimas gracias a todos los que estuvieron participando. Espero que hayan disfrutado de este workshop. Te da mucho más de Navegar la Chile, no se lo pierdan. Seguramente nos vamos a ver encontrando en alguna otra charla, en algún otro workshop. Y no se olviden de checar la agenda. Es el último día de Nerdearla presencial también para todos los que están allá disfrutando de este día. Y bueno, nada, gracias a todos. De nuevo, mi nombre es Pía Torres. Me pueden encontrar en redes como PiaTor02. Y un placer estar de nuevo acompañándolos en Nerdearla evento espectacular de tecnología si los hay. Nos vemos muy pronto. Un beso.